This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. It was a night in December in the year of our Lord, 1888. While terror haunted the streets of our town, the unwary met a grim fate. The footsteps of doom rang down cobblestone streets, through snow and through sleet and through rain. As lone newsboy shouted to rare passerby, "Old Jackie has stricken again!" Inside of the cozy Lamb and Scythe Inn, the cry of the newsboy rang out. But on that night, my dears, the poor guests and the staff were riddled with worry and doubt. A mysterious lodger had moved in up the stair. He reeked of evil and fear. He dressed like no other, with filth-matted hair. You were wary when he drew near. Agnes the barmaid, a rare beauty 'tis told, held their attention fast, as she told how the stranger arrived at the inn a few nights past. She told them how he appeared at the door in robes that were filthy and tattered. But she had no spare room, just a chamber up the stairs. It was quiet, was all that it mattered. He dragged a large sack to the top of the stair, refusing the food and drink offered, then reached into his pouch and plucked a gold coin which Agnes put into the coffers. The pub-goers listened in dread silent awe as the barmaid spun her dark tale. Then sensing a look of fear in her eyes, they spun round and saw Lodger pale. He emerged from the shadows, descending the stairs, then stood clad in red cloak and hat. He nodded a silent good evening to all, then left. That seemed to be that. Seizing her chance, barmaid summoned her daring and led a group up to his room. Pushing the old wooden door aside, they ventured on into the gloom. The room, it was dark and cluttered with things, with almost no room for a bed. And that's where she found the infernal list with all their names written in red. The names thus inscribed caught in Agnes's throat. Could he be the Jackie they fear? For at this dark hour, with no one about, the question, did he lurk near? Down cobblestone streets he stalked through the night, peering through window and curtain. Then he would pause to add to his list, then a check just to make certain. Later that night he returned to the inn, the jovial room now drawn quiet. He stole up the stair, paused and gave them a wink. That quite nearly started a riot. The pub-goers summoned the constables near. The mob charged the stairs in their wake. Lanterns, torches, and pitchforks were waved, and one bore an old wooden rake. They'd pound down that locked door, there'd be no escape. They'd capture the fiend sure that night. It's 4 stories down to the cold streets below. He won't put up much of a fight. The door wouldn't open, they beat it again. The hinges, they rattled and clattered. But finally, under the pounding onslaught, the wood crumbled and splintered and shattered. Oh, the room, it was empty. The desk, it was bare. The window was open, but he wasn't there. The mob turned, they searched, they scoured the room, searching for clues, the what, when, why, and whom. The candlelight fell upon his dread note. They folded it open to read what he wrote. A line down the middle, dividing it twice into 2 portions, the naughty and nice. Then a shivering breeze blew in through the room, brought a sound from outside. Had he fallen to his doom? They looked down from the window to the dark streets below, searching where his old body had fallen. Then, much to their shock, heard a cheery hello, couldn't see from where he was calling. Then Agnes the barmaid looked on, not in fear, for he rode in a sleigh pulled by tiny reindeer. As he soared through the night above old London town, a shower of bright gifts came a-tumbling down. A doll and a horse and a train, a toy, a nice gift for every good girl and good boy. For there above the snow-covered rooftops he'd jingle. He waved and he laughed, he was old man Kris Kringle. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. And so Agnes the barmaid swept out the dark room. She opened the windows to dispel the gloom. But while cleaning the chamber, dear girl got a fright when she opened the cupboard and found him that night. Old St. Nicky leapt up, chased on down to the streets, for the lodger had mugged him and stolen his treats. As he soared through the air, screamed with evil delight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night!"